Good afternoon, everybody. I like that introduction, Walter. Do you want to come back and do it again? Difficult to follow Stuart Miller, isn't it? One thing, Stuart, you're clearly an entrepreneur, you're clearly passionate, but if you're going to take the mick, don't go first. Always go second. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk about the developing express pallet sector and the fact that despite this deep and savage recession, it remains a success story of the transport and logistics sector. Good question. It'd be interesting if I asked you, obviously we haven't got time, but it'd be interesting if I asked you, what is the pallet sector? How many of you in this room could actually answer it? If you're in the transport industry, the majority of you will know it. If you're not, you'll probably think we deliver wooden pallets or make wooden pallets. It's an issue that the sector has as a whole. It's amazing, really, when you think that in the last 10 years, how much this sector's revolutionised how we transport freight from A to B. It's a simple solution. It's not difficult what we do. We like to sometimes think it is, but it's very cost effective, it's efficient, and by its nature, it's environmentally responsible, something that all pallet networks have been doing since their inception. Pallet networks are very professional organisations. They're making complex operations extremely simple. And most importantly, what pallet networks have done is they've highlighted the true value of logistics and how transport should be embraced as a critical part of those business operations. How does it work? Back in Stuart's era, totally shouldn't have gone first, Stuart. I'm only just starting as well. But the idea of a pallet network is extremely simple. I mean, I'm looking around this room, I don't mean to offend some of the younger people in this room, but, you know, who remembers Swap Shop? I'm sure some of you do. Go on, get your hands up. Phil, I thought you would. I bet you even know what the dinosaur's called, don't you, Phil? But, you know, Swap Shop was a feel-good show where kids would ring in and swap goods with other kids, and it was a win-win situation. It's very similar to pallet networks as a whole. You basically have a number of highly respected transport operators who work across the UK and mainland Europe in a sort of delivery swap shop. It may seem like an obvious thing to do now, but before pallet networks existed, things were very different. A transport company might deliver loads from Scotland down to the Midlands, Devon, and then run back empty. You may have somebody going to Newcastle with coals, so to speak, and running back empty. But by setting up a central hub and working together, each freight company can deliver the goods halfway to the hub and then pick up goods for other hauliers to return to their base. Working smarter in this way has helped cut down on the number of trucks on the roads and increase trailer fill. So like I say, simple solution, environmentally responsible. Many business leaders remain simply unaware of the benefits of using a shared delivery network and the possibilities that can be achieved. Healthy growth. It's one thing, apart from last year, that most pallet networks can say they've achieved. We have experienced one of the deepest and most savage recessions in recent history, and ironically, that's opened up several doors for pallet networks and new opportunities to grow our businesses. Businesses large and small have looked at their own operations, they've looked at how they've operated with fresh eyes. The pallet sector has seen a big increase in the number of companies, including global brands, that have switched to flexible express palletised transportation. Just a few weeks ago in the motor transport, all the pallet networks were reporting their Easter volumes. Everybody, double-digit growth, success. There's not many sectors can say that at this moment in time. In 2009, more than 12 million pallets were delivered across the UK and Europe, and we believe this is only just scratching the surface. The big issue. Now, if I get this wrong, that might be the job I'm doing. But what are the big issues? And they're facing all of us. The green agenda is a lot we hear about. Transport and haulage has long been tarnished as the dirty man of the industry. Something where I go to great pains to try and get the message across that we're not. And that includes all networks, be it pallet, parcel, freight, logistics. Blame and criticism are easy. but pallet networks in particular have been at the forefront of dramatically reducing the transport sector's carbon footprint for many years, well before this became on the top of the agenda for many people. What we have to accept, and I think a few of the previous speakers have said, transporting goods is the lifeblood of today's world. We're a consumer-led nation. Somebody's got to do the job. The trick is how to do this whilst being green, efficient, and as responsible as possible. By their very nature, pallet networks have helped cut unnecessary vehicle movements. We've reduced fuel usage and brought the flexibility to transport smaller consignments on a daily basis. The average usage figures show that pallet network trunks run at 81% full, which can be a huge saving against some traditional fleets that manage nearer the 50%. This focus on intelligent planning and keeping a close eye on fuel usage ensures that the environmental impact is kept to a minimum and that costs are controlled. Quality counts. Quality, health and safety. Over the last decade, there's been a major shift within the transport industry as successful operators embrace new technology and new ways of working. Examples of change run deep throughout our industry and are shaping what we do today. In my own business, PalletForce, we are focused on driving excellence throughout our operations and are celebrating winning the treble this year, gaining international accreditations for quality, safety and environmental excellence. We're also an industry first with a Gold Rosper Award, which was achieved recently. Every part of our operation is managed with precision, from the moment a delivery is picked up till it's safely at its destination. Innovation is encouraged, as is collaboration, hauliers working together for the benefit of all. With new technology and major developments within the transport industry, it's worth taking another look at the operations and the opportunities that are out there. I firmly believe, and there's maybe a few that disagree in the room, however, I firmly believe that the asset base of a pallet network far outstrips any 3PL. The key is how best to harness that to get the best solution for your business. The results from humble beginnings. With quality, innovation and a strong eco-message, pallet networks have delivered a 21st century solution for the express palletised transportation. And the results can be seen in most networks, including my own PalletForce. PalletForce was only set up 9 years ago out of a porter cabin, which looked a bit like a second-hand Chinese restaurant, and a few World War II aircraft hangars that had served this country well, based in Lichfield. But within a few short years, our company has come on its own incredible journey. Over 14 months ago, despite the recession, despite the gloom, we moved and made a 30 million investment into our distribution hub based at Burton-on-Trent. It's the biggest of its kind in mainland Europe. The network represents 87 of the country's best transport operations with over 100 depots. The network members work for a wide range of manufacturers, producers, retailers and global brands operating 24/7 throughout UK, Ireland and Europe. There are over 4,500 people within the network. We took the opportunity when moving into our new hub. That was time for growth, and we refreshed our brand. It's a very striking brand, and it sets out a clear vision for us. I believe at PalletForce, as well as within the other pallet networks, that we fly the flag for British entrepreneurial spirit, and I'm extremely proud to be part of the forward-thinking, successful organisation. Probably what a lot of us are looking at the moment, critical ingredients for business health. Transport is a critical ingredient of business health. I think one of the things the recession has done is made a lot of people realise that. Producers, manufacturers, retailers have an opportunity to grow healthier profits by looking at their operations in a different light. We are seeing in the pallet sector a big increase in the number of retailers and manufacturers that are looking at the solutions that all the networks can provide. Pallet networks have helped develop a whole new approach to business needs. Opportunities exist everywhere. Customers have the ability and the flexibility of moving smaller consignments while still harnessing the economies of scale of a large distribution network. Against dedicated fleets or traditional logistics offerings, this gives a variable cost base to manage distribution requirements, and that shouldn't be underestimated in today's marketplace. Pallet networks offer customers the ability to reduce lead times, reduce the stock holding, as a result improve their cash flow and reduce their overall cost base. On top of that, improve service, new service offerings to their customers. It really is a win-win situation. I firmly believe that pallet networks are the rising stars of the logistics sectors. There are major opportunities for companies who have never used pallet networks before. And there's still many business leaders out there who do not understand or know about express transportation. It is our job to make sure they do. While many producers, manufacturers and retailers are quite rightly focused on their own operations, now is a golden opportunity to seize the benefits that are there for the taking. The developing express pallet sector can bring major quality improvements, streamline operations, minimise environmental impact, and most importantly, positively impact on companies' bottom lines. I encourage you all to look at the express pallet sector. The possibilities are huge. And as our sales director has been saying for 18 months, and I noticed that the Tory party have grabbed the slogan, so I'm not sure I want it anymore, the time is now. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes my presentation on the express pallet sector.